I'm Joe Statzer. Welcome back to another episode of Truth Spoken. I'm the Executive Director of the Butler County Republican Party, and this is brought to you by the Butler County Republican Party, Truth Spoken Productions. So we've had many podcasts, a lot of adventures, a lot of great conversations with a lot of great people around Butler County, around the state, and around the nation. And on this episode, we have a fantastic guest, and we're very honored to have him. Former Secretary of State and former CIA Director Mike Pompeo is going to join us in just a moment. And recently, we had Mike Pompeo at our annual fundraising Lincoln Day dinner at Savannah Center. The Butler County Republican Party has an annual fundraising dinner, and nobody in the state of Ohio does it like Butler County. We've had some amazing speakers over the years. Mike Pompeo may have been the tops. He was great. It was a rousing speech. It was wonderful to have him at our fundraising dinner, and with all the craziness that's going on in the world, all the liberal policies trying to take hold, all the things that are affecting our country, the inflation, the foreign policy issues, all the things that's happening, Mike Pompeo stopped by to give us a good speech to put things in perspective. As we know, for 4 years, the Trump administration had peace around the world and great economy. Things have changed a lot over the last couple of years under the Biden administration. So we miss people like Mike Pompeo who could give us common sense speeches and give us really good reflection and direction of where our country has been going and should be going again. So without further ado, we took 15 minutes aside with Mike Pompeo, had a one-on-one conversation with him. I think you're going to enjoy it. I know you will. So here we go. Mike Pompeo on Truth Spoken. Back to Truth Spoken, and we are honored to have Secretary Pompeo, President Trump's Secretary of State, Director of the CIA, and a congressman, an incredible career. We are very honored to have the Secretary on our webcast tonight. So thank you for joining us.
Great. It's great to be with you,
Mr. Secretary. It is wonderful to have you here. And we are glad to have you at this time. I mean, it's such a volatile time in America's and the world's history. So we'll just get right into it. There's a lot going on in the world right now. The climate in the Ukraine and with Russia. How do you see that going forward? What would you be doing different, and how do we hold Putin accountable? That's kind of a wide open, but I'll just let you take it.
Well, the mistake that the United States made was not doing the work up front, right? It's always the case that the hard work happens before the lights are shining. And for 4 years, we managed to deter Vladimir Putin from doing this. Remember, he takes Crimea under the Obama administration, but during our time, he didn't change. Vladimir Putin's the same guy he always was,
Sure.
But he understood the risk when President Trump and I were in office. We leave and President Biden fails to demonstrate the resolve to deter him from what he's done. And now you can see Ukrainian kids, families destroyed, millions having to flee Ukraine. The things we could do are pretty straightforward. The Ukrainians haven't asked for our soldiers and sailors. They've asked for our equipment. Equipment they're prepared to buy from the Europeans and from us. And we should be providing them with all the high-end air defense systems, all the intelligence systems that they need, everything that the Ukrainian people need to defend their own homeland. They will do that. They will be victorious. We shouldn't be afraid to permit the Ukrainians to win and be successful. Indeed, we should be providing them the resources and tools so that they can be. Absolutely.
Thank you. So you've met Putin. You had a conversation with him. What do you think is his long-term goals?
Oh, we should take him at his word. He said to me, and he has said publicly, the restoration of the greater Russian Empire, or the building back of the nations that were part of the Soviet Union, is something that is very much what he believes is rightfully Russia's. And so his objectives, look, the Ukrainians did a good job. They beat the tar out of them in and around Kyiv, or Kyiv rather. Make no mistake about it, that's not going to change Vladimir Putin's intentions, right? He's still, his objectives are still the same. And if you're the Estonians or the Latvians or the Lithuanians, you shouldn't take the Ukrainian success in Kyiv as having any reflection of how Putin will behave in the months and years ahead. We all need to make sure, the Europeans in particular, to do the right thing, to get off Russian gas and oil, to make sure they have energy sources so they can feed their people and drive their cars and afford their food. They should do the right things for their own people, and that includes energy security and the political cost that says we're going to go provide the weapon systems to our troops in Germany and France and Estonia and Hungary and Romania and all of those places so that the Europeans can take care of their own defense.
Absolutely. Well, we certainly miss President Trump, and we miss you as the Secretary of State. So a lot's happened in the past year and couple of months. So what do you see as the best hope for the United States security moving forward and the security of our European allies?
Well, the best hope for American security is that we have a good election here in November.
Absolutely.
And we get a bunch of people who understand that our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines are good people, and we support them in everything they do. We get leaders who are prepared We didn't send 50,000 soldiers to fight in places. We deterred the adversaries through using the traditional American tools of power, our powerful economy, our strong energy capabilities to deliver energy to the world, American diplomacy, making friends and building out alliances. Those are the tools that only America can do and lead. And I pray that the Biden administration will get this right. I'm rooting for them.
Sure. We all are, but we have our doubts, but we all are.
Well, we've seen Xi Jinping, we've seen Chairman Kim, that they don't feel that the Biden administration is prepared to impose costs on them. And when bad guys think it's risk-free, they'll do precisely what you've seen Vladimir Putin do inside of Ukraine.
You know, kind of switching gears just for a moment, Fox News did a poll last year about how Americans feel about the future of America. And it's pessimistic, more so than in a long time. And yes, obviously, a lot of people watching this will say, yeah, because of the election and what happened. But I guess what I want to ask is, how do you see America's future? What do you see as the best hope? And what's our best hope moving forward as a nation?
That's a fantastic question. No, I'm optimistic about America. I understand that people see food prices going through the roof. They see the stores stocked out, grocery stores. I mean, America, it looks like Moscow, not Columbus or Cincinnati. We can do better, and American people are going to get us to a better place. I can see it. People are running for school board who never dreamed that they would. People are getting engaged at their church and in their PTAs all across America, demanding that we stop teaching crap to our kids in schools, right? These are the things that give me the optimism that America will have another century that is ours, and one that our kids and grandkids will have the same kind of opportunities, Joe, that you and I have had.
That's great to hear. You know, conservatives have stopped taking it. We're standing up. And you're right, in every area, so you're right. I appreciate that. You know, okay, finally, and I'm just so glad to have a few moments with you. We're so glad to have you here at our Lincoln Day here in Butler County. You have had a great career, but you know, you also have a great future. Any thoughts about what your future might be?
Yes, I know exactly what it's going to be. I'm going to stay in the fight for conservative freedom for the rest of my life.
Okay.
I've been working on this project since I was a young cadet at West Point, and I care deeply about it. And if I have every opportunity I can take to advance that, I'm going to do. I'm going to work for helping candidates be at places like I am tonight. This will be a lot of fun this evening. Yeah. Helping candidates be successful so that we can take back leadership positions all across, from DA's offices to election offices all across America. And then whether I enter the life of public service again as an elected official, only the Lord knows. But the fight to protect the things that matter to me and to my family and to our country is something I'm never going to walk away from.
That's great to hear. Well, we thank you for being here tonight, helping us with our fundraiser. And we have over 600 people here tonight that were excited to listen to Secretary Pompeo tonight. Thank you so much for joining us on True Spoken, and we'll see you next time.